Listen very carefully, Congress, because this isn't a TikTok conspiracy spiral. This isn't Reddit fan fiction, and this isn't the public being dramatic. This is about your federal carceral system, placing one of the most sensitive defendants in modern American history inside a cell with a former police officer charged with executing 4 human beings, and then acting shocked when the public says, "Hold the hell up, what? You want us to believe this was just a coincidence? You want us to believe this was just bad judgment? You want us to believe that after Epstein's first suicide attempt, after he was already flagged as a self-harm risk, after global scrutiny was at a boiling point, this was the best custodial decision available to the United States government? No, that's not mistakes happen. That's systemic recklessness at a level that demands subpoenas. Why was a former cop trained in restraint, dominance, and institutional power placed in a cell with a detainee whose very existence was a liability to powerful people? Why did DOJ prosecutors later debate whether Epstein death records were discoverable in the cellmate, a capital murder case, if there was nothing relevant there? Why was this overlap even legally material? And why to this day does the public get shrugs, redactions, and trust us instead of a transparent, sworn accounting of who made these decisions, why they were approved, and who signed off on ignoring basic correctional protocol? This isn't about whether Epstein was murdered or died by suicide. That question is downstream. This is about whether federal agencies violated their own safety standards. Custodial assignments were grossly negligent. Institutional liability was quietly managed instead of exposed. And whether Congress has the spine to investigate misconduct inside its own executive branch. Because here's the thing you don't get to dodge. If this were any other inmate, any other facility, any other case, heads would roll. But because Epstein's name is radioactive, suddenly incompetence becomes complex. Documentation becomes sensitive, and accountability becomes inconvenient. That's not justice. That's institutional self-protection. Congress exists for moments exactly like this, when the executive branch cannot be trusted to investigate itself, when the DOJ has a conflict of interest, and when the American people are told to move on without answers. So investigate the housing decision, investigate the paper trail, investigate the DOJ emails, investigate the bot protocols that were ignored. Because the question isn't, was this a conspiracy? The question is far more damning. How many red flags does it take before negligence becomes willful blindness, and who benefits when no one looks closer? And if Congress won't ask that question, then don't ever say rule of law to the American people again, because this is exactly where it either exists or it doesn't.